Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm here for a mediumship chat. I hope there are some people out there who are ready to join. Hi. Carrie, hello. I'm Peaceful Nick the Medium. I'm just getting started. Hello, everyone. Little Wednesday afternoon mediumship chat. If you have any questions, just let me know. Hi. Hello, everyone. Hello from Texas. I'm in Northern California. Hello. I heard you guys are getting a big storm soon. I saw something in the news about it. Hi, Love and Light. Hi from Sydney. Hi. I'm glad to see you here. Hi. Let's see. Christy. Anna. Hi, Aunt Jen. Everybody follow Aunt Jen 003. She's a wonderful coach, a wonderful teacher of all things emotional health. Jen, can you put a little description in the chat so I can tell everybody all your specialties, because the list is very long. Hi, Anna Breaks for Fraggles, one of my favorite usernames. Yeah, storms up north. Yep. Well, I hope you're safe from those, and I hope everybody gets through them okay. Hello, everyone. Hi, Dog Lover. Thank you for the follows. Asher Love 57. Hi. Let's see. It's going so fast I can't keep up. Does anybody? Hi from Chicago. Hello. Is it freezing there? I lived in St. Louis as a kid, and I know Chicago's a little north of that, so I am sure it's freezing there about this time of year. Hi, Aiden, Wellman, Billy from Pennsylvania, hello. Hello from South Africa, welcome. You are on the opposite, it must be the middle of the night there. So follow Aunt Jen 003 for learning to love all of who you are. She assists with many tools. Meditation is just one, and coaching you through any personal things. If you want to add more description, that would be great. I worked all day and graded tests all day, so my brain's a little scrambled. 1 a.m. Well, welcome. You must be a night owl like me. How much, Amber? How much what? Remember, on these lives, sometimes sometimes I don't see some. Hi, Holly. Welcome. How much for the class? My class, my free mediumship class right now that I have is full, but I have a paid class that starts March 19th. I'll have another free medium class in late summer, early fall. But if you want to, hi Manny Maven, if you want to join my paid class, it starts March 19th. It's a 6-month beginner's mediumship class. I'm glad, thank you. Hello, everybody follow Manny Maven. She's wonderful. Let's see. So sometimes on here, people will get aggravated because they'll ask questions, but I never see them. I don't know what the algorithm does with these live chat questions, because sometimes I don't see certain ones. So just be patient. Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. You're making me embarrassed. I'm going to blush. Hi, Psychic Medium Cha-Cha. Welcome. Hi, Rock Solid. There's some wonderful creators. And for my medium and psychic friends who are on here, There is, and I really need your help, and I'm very serious. There are some videos going around stating that there are, that this, oh boy, the dogs outside are barking, that this platform we're on here is going to remove any spiritual people, psychics, mediums. Can you guys let me know what you've heard about that and why would they do that? Because it's, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I didn't think it was true. I think there's like so many of us on here. Why would they take us off? Okay, good. Oh, thank God. Because this is a wonderful place for all of us to meet. It seems like the other platforms are very much not generating the traction for our stuff like this platform is. I think there's so many people on here that have a different perspective than other platforms. I don't want to say anything mean about any other platforms, but some of them just aren't as conducive to running a mediumship or psychic business as TikTok is. Yeah, I would definitely, yeah. Hi, Daylene. Nice to meet you, Day Day. Thank you, Janet. Thank you for all the likes, everyone. So yesterday, I was invited to be a special guest medium with 2 other mediums for a gallery that they did for charity for the Human Rights Campaign. And it was wonderful. We had, I'd say, 15 to 17 people in the gallery and 3 mediums working it. And Kathy Behrens and Wendy D'Angelo were the hosts, and they always do these charity events about once a month. And the next one is animal communication. If you send me an email, if you're interested in animal communication, they take donations for these. So it can be $2 or $20 or $50 or $1. It doesn't matter. But if you're desperate for an animal communication, if you send me an email, I'll send you the invitation for them. I'm not going to be participating in that one because that's not my specialty. But if you are interested in an animal communication, email me and I'll send you the link. It's through Eventbrite. And my email is up here, peacefulnickthemedium@gmail.com. Because they're wonderful mediums and they're great animal communicators, and they always donate every dime. They don't take any of the money. They donate everything. And I'm sure it's for an animal charity this time. Hello, Divinely Guided. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't want to go. I don't know who that is. Manny Maven, my dog talks back to me already. I'd be afraid to know what she's thinking. I know. You wonder sometimes. This is total. Milano, you talking about this right here? What I'm doing? Yes. I never charge for TikTok lives. I only charge for regular readings. I have small group readings for $25 once a month. And I have full readings you can book on my website right there, peacefulnickthemedium.com. All the links are in my bio. The mediumship class. My free mediumship class right now, I have 2 of them. They're both full and they're actually in the middle. So I can't add anybody because we're halfway through the class. But the next free one will start late summer, early fall. I haven't scheduled out those dates yet because I'm going to be traveling in the summer. So late summer, early fall is the next free one. But I do have a paid one that starts next month. If anybody's interested in a full 6-month course for beginner's mediumship, you can book it on my website, and payment's not due until right before the class starts. So it starts March 19th. So, if you have any questions about anything, just email me. I can send you any of the information that you want. My next paid one is not full. It's halfway full. The 2 free ones I'm doing right now are both full. They're actually overly full. Do you have any small group readings? Yes, I do small group readings. My next one is in March. I have to look at my calendar to be sure what date it starts. I want to say it's March 12th, but I don't have my calendar in front of me. I think it's March 12th. If you email me, I can sign you up for that and send you all the information. So for any of my services, if you don't know, because I offer a lot of different things, email me. I'll be happy to answer you. And the small group readings, you usually get a 10 to 15 minute reading for $25. My full readings are $120, and they're 40 minutes total with the intro and the ending. My grandma came through in a reading and told me I had abilities. I need to book it ASAP. Jordan J. You need to book the class? Okay, just email me or go on my website. That's great. Yeah, everything. We got us a hot one. Byron. I'm sure Byron's real excited to be here. Bye. Sorry. I'm a little smart aleck in my real life, and I have a little temper. I'm Italian. So, sorry. I can't stand it when people just, yeah, bless your heart. I can't stand it when people just get on here and they have no idea. They're just keyboard warriors. I'm peaceful, Nick, so I try to be peaceful. But sometimes, hi Maggie Kitty, Live for Life, hello. I try to be peaceful, but sometimes I just can't help myself when somebody just, hi Shanice, so nice to see you. So yesterday I had a great gallery reading with Wendy and Kathy. It was wonderful. There were so many people, so many good messages came through. It was about an hour and a half long with the intro and stuff. And really wonderful mediums, they're really peaceful and lovely women. And actually it's interesting because Wendy is a former retired teacher and I'm also an educator. So it's interesting how many nurses and educators I see who become mediums. It's kind of like people who are in those vocations, those careers, tend to veer towards helping others spiritually as well. So I love being in contact with all the lovely, wonderful people who just like to help. That's what I... Oh, Tiffany. Oh, she said, you did a reading the day I found out I was pregnant and now I'm halfway with a little girl. Congratulations. Were you in my small group reading? I think I remember that. Let me know. Oh, yay. If this is you, because I can't remember everybody's name because I'm old. Yes, okay. Okay, I remember. Do you mind if I tell the story? She came to my small group reading and I felt like, I just knew she either had just had a baby or she was pregnant. And she said she had just found out that she was pregnant. Yep. And, oh, I'm so glad. Gosh, it was that long ago. You're halfway through. Well, I'm glad it's a little girl. Do you have a name for her? Let's see. See, I don't do like pregnancy predictions, but for some reason, no, people keep inviting me to go live. People I don't know. Lake and Grace. Is that right? Lake and Grace. I love it. It's beautiful. Very beautiful. I don't make pregnancy predictions, but for some reason, I feel like I am a pregnancy totem pole. So and I've been like that since before I was a medium. Like I always sensed when people would be pregnant. A couple years ago, my oldest sister has kids that have kids. And I was like, and I just knew they were going to have more kids. And both her kids 2 weeks later, after I asked her, are your kids going to have any more kids? And she's like, no, we're all done with that here, because it's not her choice, right? And 2 weeks later, she called me, and both her kids were pregnant at the time when I asked her, but she didn't know it yet. So I was like, I just have that sense. I've always had that sense, but I don't predict, like, am I going to get pregnant in the future? I don't make those predictions. I can just sense it when people are pregnant around me. It's very weird. Oh, Mina M, if you have on these, if you do first name and relationship to you, if you put it in here, I'll give you a quick reading. Kim, read me. I don't just read people on here. These are short, quick readings that I usually do, first name and relationship. I do that because there's so many people on here. And I don't do cold readings where I'm like, I sense somebody named John. Obviously, everybody knows somebody named John, right? That's not what I do here. Name and relationship to you of the person. All right, Tiffany. All right, so Corey for Wendy. Chris, I don't do twin flame stuff. I think a lot of people get twin flames. They assume it's a twin flame just because they're so... Sometimes we trauma bond with people and we think they are our twin flame. And twin flames are going to be very, 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 very rare. I'm not even sure I believe in that necessarily, but if it is real, it's going to be exceedingly rare. Soulmate, maybe. But sometimes we trauma bond with people. You see this in famous people all the time. They get, like Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande. I hope I'm saying that right. Don't hate me if I'm not. They fell in love so fast, and it was so like, amazing. And it was so incredible and so wonderful. And they love, 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 love. And then boom, break up in a pile of flames. That's trauma bonding. That's not really necessarily falling in love. You're falling in to a relationship where you're both your pain inside is activated and you feel like you can heal each other. And that's why the volatility happens towards the end. Like everything's so happy and incredible and wonderful, and then boom. And you see this a lot with famous people. And sometimes they think they're twin flames, but that doesn't necessarily mean they are because the feelings are so intense. We've all had really intense relationships, I'm sure, in our lives. That doesn't mean that's your twin flame. So be careful about that. So Wendy wants to know about Corey. All I'm hearing is he was little. So I don't know if that means he was very young when he passed or that he was just a little person. Wendy, can you answer me in all caps, yes, little or no, little? So I remember... all my readings pretty much are virtual. So yeah, I do FaceTime for iPhones or Zoom. I've actually also done like Instagram Messenger before for readings, because some people don't have Zoom and some people don't have iPhones. Let's see. I'm waiting to see. Maybe she's not. Oh. No, he wasn't little. Okay. They're just saying little, little, little. Whoever this is saying little, little, little. It's Corey. Give me just a second, everybody. Let me connect with Corey. Wendy, now, do you have someone, a male figure contemporary to you that passed, someone that would have been a partner, a brother, cousin, friend, that's a male? Somebody's talking about smoking, somebody's smoking. Does smoking make sense in this scenario? Say yes or no to smoking. Everybody just be paid. Yes, okay. I feel mixed up in. I feel mixed up in the head. Would Corey have been mixed? Would there something in his mind have been mixed up? That category can include several things, like he was in emotional pain or psychological distress, or he was using some type of substance. It could be any one of those. For Wendy, if everyone would just pause the comments while I wait to hear from Wendy. Yes, okay. Was he the smoker? He's saying, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. Can you let me know if that makes sense for his passing? Like, I feel like he's sorry for how he passed. Yes, okay. Okay. Everybody hold comments, please. He's taking responsibility. He's like, I'm taking responsibility. He's saying some cuss words, but I don't really want to cuss. But he's saying he was making some stupid decisions. So he's like, I was being stupid. I was making stupid decisions. And he's like, he's showing me that little boy that was so sweet and innocent that you loved so much was still who he was. And that's the part you're mourning. And you mourned that little boy before he even passed, because he became different. Does that make sense? Can you give me a yes or no in caps? He said, I was a different person. I became a different person. I'm just waiting for Wendy. Just be patient, everyone. Yes, okay. He's like, I'm still that little boy on the inside. I'm still that little boy on the inside. And he makes me feel like I want to cry. I have 2 sons, so it's a little close to my heart. He doesn't want you to remember him the way he was before he passed. He wants you to always remember him as that sweet little innocent boy. And he's showing me when you're holding him as a little baby, and he's saying how you think about how did it go from this innocent baby to what happened later, what happened in between. Like, it just doesn't make sense to you. And he's like, you're blaming yourself for what happened. Can you give me a yes or no on that? You're blaming yourself. You feel like you could have changed it and you could have done something. That's why he's like, that's why I'm showing you I was little. Because that's where he was showing me the memory. And now he says, stop. He's kind of like stern about it. He's kind of like, stop blaming yourself. Stop blaming yourself. Stop blaming yourself. I made my choices. He said I had the ability to get help. And I made the choices I made, and I want to take responsibility for how my choices affected me. And he said, I know that doesn't make it any easier, and I know you're still going to blame yourself, but you have to try to forgive yourself. That's his message. He wants you to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself, forgive yourself. That's his message. He's repeating that over and over and over and over again. He wants you to know he loves you, and always remember, and he's showing me him as a little boy, and that sweet, innocent face and those cheeks, and you just want to squeeze him, and that smile, and he's looking up at you, and he's just showing me this memory, this beautiful memory of how you saw him as a sweet, innocent little boy. And he said, that's the true me. That's the real me. It's not the me I became later. The real me is that little boy. Always remember me that way. And please forgive yourself, and please forgive me. And he loves you very much. And there was nothing you could have done. There's nothing else you could have done. You tried. And he wants you to know he loves you. Let me know if that makes sense for you. Please don't continue repeating the same comment over and over. Hi, Monette. I will ignore comments that are repeated over and over. I will not answer them. Okay, Wendy, thank you. I want to send you love. Okay. Yeah, Christy, I can feel it. Okay, Wendy, just know he's there. Monette, how are you feeling? Are you feeling better? He said, get out of bed. Get out of bed. You are very, very welcome. Yes, but you have to do it. You have to. Your husband's showing me picking you up out of the bed. He said, feel me picking you up, picking me up, picking you up, picking you up. You have to do it. He's afraid you're becoming addicted to the pain, because the pain is a reminder of him that the pain you're feeling reminds you that he was there and he was real, but you're turning it into, you're having a relationship with the pain of the loss. You're having a relationship with the pain of the loss. And not separating yourself from that. Mourning is fine, and obviously everyone should be mourning, but you're becoming addicted to feeling that feeling. And that's the concern he's having. Okay? We do that, and this is why mediums suggest waiting 3 months to get a reading after someone passes. It's not because of the spirit. I can communicate, if a spirit's willing, I can communicate with the spirit the day they passed, which the first 2 times I ever had mediumship experiences was the day the person passed. And the 3-month waiting period is for you, all of you, anybody who's lost somebody, so you don't become dependent on a reading to help you heal, because if it's too soon, your emotions are too raw, and you shouldn't have a reading more than every 3 months at the most, so you don't become addicted to that communication. It's not healthy to constantly, I know it's tempting to constantly want to talk to spirit, but the spirit wants you to live life here and learn the lessons here, and constantly communicating with spirit is not going to help you heal the human wounds here, which help you evolve your spirit, which is the whole point of life on earth, for our soul to evolve. Thank you, Aunt Jen. Billy wants to know, how do I know my husband is really with me? So it's funny, because I was going to make a video. There is someone, probably more than one person, but someone in particular I can think of that's on TikTok and has a lot of followers. And he's not necessarily saying anything wrong per se, but he's talking about you can learn to communicate with spirit on your own. And yes, that's true. You can learn to communicate with spirit on your own. 100% true. But if you're communicating with spirit on your own and you don't have anyone to validate the information you're getting from spirit, you don't know if you're just making it up in your mind. So, for instance, my mother passed when I was 15. I feel like she's always been with me. I don't really have many conversations with her. The most conversations I had were probably 10 years ago. In the car, I would drive home. I was teaching college at night, and I would drive home in the dark, and she would just be, I would imagine her in the seat, and I would just talk to her back and forth, a few lines here and there. Now, I can't prove that was her. It comforted me. It made me feel good. I believe it was her, but I can't prove it was her, because there's nobody else there to validate anything that she said to me. So, yes, you can talk to spirit on your own, for sure. And if that comforts you, fine. But there's a fine line between becoming dependent on something that could be imaginary and really having spirit communication. For those of you who are new, I'm a scientist, and I believe in evidence and proof. My career, my whole life has been science. I became a medium much later in life. And so you have to be able to discern and determine between, am I imagining this communication, or is this communication really happening? And that's the danger of just learning to talk to spirit on your own, because you can do it, but are you doing it to avoid reality? Are you doing it and making stuff up in your mind, or are you really communicating with that spirit? So Billy wants to know, how do I know if my husband is really with me? So you can learn to communicate on your own, but you have to practice and be able to figure out, is this something I would think, or is this something he would think? And the only way to really, in my opinion, know for sure is to ask for signs. I have a few stories about signs that absolutely, unequivocally, are 100%. There's no other way than it was a sign from my mother. My mother, when I was a baby girl, I used to sit on her lap, and she would sing to me the Joe Cocker song, "You Are So Beautiful to Me." Well, I was having a particularly a week of struggle a few months ago, and I had been asking my mom to send me that song. I listen to the radio a lot. And lo and behold, I'm teaching a science lab, and a group of young students starts singing out of the absolute. Now, they don't know me. They only knew me a couple months. They would have no idea my background, that my mother's dead, that she sang me that song. They do not know me at all. They would have no way of knowing that. My mother died in 1986. So it was impossible for them to know that. All of a sudden, we're doing a lab, and about 5 of my students start singing that song out loud. Never did it before, haven't done it since. Now, if that's not a sign, I don't know what is. That to me is confirmation. Absolute confirmation. They just start singing it. Why? It's not a famous song. It's an old song. The song's 50 years old at least. Why would they sing that? That to me is a proof. That's a sign. That's proof. You can ask for, a lot of people say pennies and dimes, unless that was significant in your relationship or there's a significant year on it. I don't really think that's an absolute sign because they're so common. But something particular to you, but nothing so extreme that it's impossible. I always say, don't ask for a penny and don't ask for a pirate ship to pull up on your front lawn. Find something that's significant to you and your loved one. And so that's how you know, Billy. So let's say your husband always gave you a single red rose, okay? And you open up your TikTok or your Instagram and the first thing you see is a single red rose on a picture. That's a sign, okay? That may be, I don't often see single red roses, so that's not super common. Or you walk into your office at work and on somebody's desk is a single red rose. That's a sign, if that's what you ask for. So that's how you know. Ask for a specific sign. Oh. Monette, I love you, sweetie. I want you to be okay. Okay. I know it's hard. Yeah, ask him, Sarah. Sarah Nicole, ask him. Ask for a specific sign. Katie wants to know, what if the answers you need can only be provided by spirit? What would you recommend? Well, if you can ask them yourself, and so let's say you lost someone, say you lost a parent or a grandparent, and there's paperwork you need to find to wrap some stuff up. All right, you ask spirit. You get in a quiet space. You cannot have the kids running around or cooking dinner, doing dishes, blah, 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 all the life stuff. You have to be in a quiet space. If it's 5 minutes before bed and you take a bath or you just lay in bed, quiet, no partner asking you for stuff, quiet space. And you say, please help me find the paperwork. Please tell me where to look for the paperwork. And they say, it's in the cupboard under the microwave in my house. And you go to the cupboard under the microwave in the house, and lo and behold, there's the paperwork. Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. And if that works, that's how it works. If you cannot get the message yourself from spirit, you probably want to get a medium on the case. Or if it's something that can be found psychically, you might want to ask a psychic. So you can get the validation yourself if it's something that you can tangibly get, like I said, the paperwork. If you can get that message and go find the paperwork, perfect. And if you can't, then you need a third person to help you, like a medium or a psychic. Okay, Tammy Fowler. How do you know if there is an afterlife? My mom and dad passed away and I can't feel them. So a little history about me. Ever since I was a very young girl, I had a lot of trauma in my childhood, a very dysfunctional family. I had a terrifying fear of death. I mean, I'm talking up till 3 or 4 years ago. I would wake up at night often just crying. Sometimes during the day, I would just have panic attacks, absolute panic attacks. And as I got older and I got my degrees in science fields, the more I studied science, I also practiced a religion. It was very much scientists or atheists and religious people believe in God. And what do I do? What do I believe? panic attack, panic attack. My panic attacks were from the fear, because I'm sciencey, of not knowing what happens after passing. Like, I'm not afraid of physical death. I was afraid that once I passed, nothing happened. That was my fear. Once I passed, that was it. Blackness, nothing. Then I started having mediumship experiences. And literally as soon as I started taking mediumship classes and doing readings, I have not had a full-fledged panic attack in 4 or 5 years since I started this journey. And the amounts of evidence I get are so, like, if Aunt Jen's still on here, I'm teaching her mediumship. She's one of my students. And I was giving her an example of evidence from her grandpa. And I said something about her grandpa giving her a pea coat that had a name tag with her name on it sewn inside of it. And I was just giving an example. I wasn't doing a reading. And she goes, that's exactly what happened. He gave me a coat with my name tag sewn in it. He was I can't remember the name, a furrier, I think she said. And I was like, so those are types of evidence. I would have no way of knowing that. That's not something on social media. You know, she's 50, I'm 50. That probably happened when she was 10. You know, those are pieces of evidence that you can't deny and you can't make up and are so random. Who has that? How many people have a fur coat with their name sewn inside of it that their grandpa made? Probably not a lot of people. So those are ways to prove spirit lives on. And the reason you can't feel them, there can be several reasons. 1, you're in pain. 2, they don't want you to become dependent on feeling them. They want you to heal and move on. Not that it's not painful and not that you don't miss them. Or you could just have fear and have a fear block. Or you could have some internal stuff, some emotional trauma going on that's blocking you. So there's many reasons why you can't feel them. But like I said before, ask for a sign. And that asking for a sign is for everyone. Hi. In your experience, does he ever need to be afraid? Bella Love, great question. Bella Love. In your experience, does one ever need to be afraid of ghosts or spirits? Not in my experience. I've never had a negative experience. Actually, it's funny. There are some mediums that give negative readings and talk negatively about spirit communications. And that, in my opinion, because spirit is not negative. Nothing could ever convince me that there's negative spirits. The negativity comes from the human. I have seen a full-fledged ghost. It was a shadow person. I didn't know it. It was probably 20 years ago, way before I was a medium. And I was so convinced that it was a person walking through my kitchen that I ran around. I thought it was my husband. I ran around to scare him because we play pranks on each other. And I went, boo! And there was nobody there. He was in another room across the house. So, and it didn't scare me. My kids have seen ghosts. All kinds of people in my family have had paranormal experiences and stuff, but nothing negative for me in my experience. Anytime people are possessed or whatever, I think that may probably be attributed to mental illness of some sort or trauma. So I don't think that spirit is negative or anything to be afraid of. And yes, someone asked, Ash, asked, can anybody learn mediumship? Yes, and thank you, Xtina. Yes, we all have the ability. Yes, yes, yes. Anybody can learn it. I dreamt that I married my love that passed 8 months ago. What does it mean? It's just, Mina, it's probably a visitation from them. So my opinion is there's two kinds of dreams. Dreams that are just discombobulated messes that don't make any sense. That's a dream. That's just your mind doing whatever it needs to do at night to just make all kinds of crazy scenarios happen in your head. The other kind of dream, and I imagine this is what you're talking about, is something that's like a scene from a show or a movie. It like happens in sequence. It makes sense. You recognize most of the people in it. You feel it. Sometimes you wake up from it and you feel like it really happened. So those are, to me, are visitations from the spirit. So that could be him visiting you or your love visiting you and letting you know, this is how much he cared about you. And this would have been a possible scenario. And that maybe that you are bonded in spirit and maybe you've lived lives together in the past where you were married. And it could be a memory from a past life combined with how your current physical iteration that you're in right now. So I believe if it seemed like it was happening in sequence, like a movie or a TV show, that it's a visitation. So that's what I believe. You are welcome. Thank you for the follows, everybody. Yes. Oh, great. Clean, serene. Great, great, great question. Can young children, babies that have passed, send you signs? Yes. So everyone, whether you're 6 months old, 5 years old, 10 years old, 20 years old, all of our souls have the ability to send signs, regardless of how old we were physically on earth. Because most souls have incarnated multiple times on earth, some 1,000 times, some 5,000 times. So the soul is still a full-blown mature soul, sort of, mostly, depending on how many times they've come through in life. But yes, of course, they can send signs. Absolutely no difference in them sending you signs. Souls are all, I guess you could say, adults. But like adults, some souls are more mature than others, is kind of what I'm getting at. So yes, they all have the ability to send you signs. Yes, thank you, Xtina. Yes, yeah, it's correct what you're saying about when your mind is clear. Oh, wait, oh. Hi, Tina Young, welcome. Yeah, Haley, yep. Haley says, I would agree. All my experiences show they aren't negative. Same with me. Oh, thank you, Xtina. Yep. I'm just looking through the messages. Amy, I dream of the future events, things that do happen to people or family. Mostly things aren't positive. So you have prophetic dreams. That is a mediumship ability and or a psychic ability. You should probably... I've never had so many requests to co-host as I have today on a Wednesday randomly. It's so weird. You should probably get some training so you can hone that skill. You could help people with that. If you're open to that, you should probably get some training. If you're having prophetic dreams, you probably need someone who specializes in training for that. If you send me an email, I can try to help you find someone if you're interested in that, because that is a skill not a lot of people have. And it's a very special skill. You are welcome. Mary Ann Ragsdale. Dreamed about your mom. Is that her way of telling me that she's at peace? That's a visit. Yeah. So this is for everyone on here. No matter how someone crosses over, whether it's natural, whether it's an illness, or whether they are responsible for their passing in some way, everyone is at peace. Now, again, I grew up in a certain religion that talks of hell and fire and brimstone. Well, I don't believe that is true for many reasons. When we cross, everyone is at peace, regardless. And this was very hard for me to accept. Regardless of how we cross, regardless of how we lived our lives, we're at peace. Now, what happens when we get there? There's no like punishment or anything like that. There is reorientation if we made a lot of bad decisions and harmed people. There's reorientation and relearning, but everyone's at peace. No one is in pain in the spirit world. No one's burning in hell or anything like that. Let's see. Wonder Woman. Thank you, Wonder Woman, for sharing that. You're welcome, Tina. Yep. Yeah. You need training. I'm just reading through some of these comments. Oh, Mina. I just made a video about that a couple days ago. Mina wants to know, can we ask our spirit guides to help us open up or help us develop our gifts? Yes, absolutely, 100%. My teacher from the UK is actually fully spirit trained. And boy, is she amazing. And that means she has been trained fully by her guides. Now, I don't really trust myself enough to do that because of the science part of my brain that's like questioning everything. So I needed an actual teacher to teach me. But if you are, I asked my spirit guides to help me with my clairvoyance to see things, because I can see things in my head, but I want to start seeing things outside of my head. For a long time, I asked my spirit guides, don't show me anything outside of my head because it will scare me. I have a sister who doesn't have a spiritual bone in her body. I have a bunch of sisters, so one of them, she sees my mother fully formed at the foot of her bed and has for years. And I told the spirit world, don't do that to me because it'll give me a heart attack. And I don't really want to have a heart attack right now. So now I've asked my spirit guides, start showing me things little by little. And I've literally seen birth certificates projected on my wall. Where I do my readings, there's a wall in front of me, and that's like my focal point. And I can see shapes forming. And to me, my outward clairvoyance looks like a bright light on my wall, but I can see shapes in the light. And that's how my clairvoyance is developing. And also I can see like irregularities in the paint on the wall. I can see them forming shapes, which is interesting. And then after the reading, I go back and that shape's not there. You know, a textured wall, like when they put the little textures on the wall and then paint over it, it forms shapes. And I can see shapes in my reading. So yes, ask your spirit guides. They will help you develop anything, especially when they think you're ready. And your gifts will change over time. My gifts went from seeing full-fledged movies in my head, full color movies with scenes and everything. And then the scenes started to kind of back off. And asked my teacher, I was like, what is happening? Am I losing my ability? And she said, no, you're using so much energy because I was doing so many more readings. She's like, you're doing so many more readings, and those movie scenes you see in your head take so much energy that they're pulling all of that back and showing you in a different way, so you're not burning out all your energy. I was like, oh, thank God. That makes sense. Okay, nothing's loading. So anyway, while we're waiting for the comments to load, my free mediumship class is full. I will have another one starting the end of summer, beginning of fall. My small group readings, I think my next one's March 12th. It's $25 a person. You can email me and I'll send you the information. I have a 30K full reading, full 40-minute reading when I reach 30,000. But TikTok's weird. Like, I got to 25K in 6 months, and now it's been like 4 more months and I'm only at 27.7. I don't get that. So if I ever get to 30K, I'm going to give away a full free reading, because I started getting a whole bunch of followers again. Like, I got another 2,000 all of a sudden, and then I haven't hardly gotten any. So I don't know what's going on. Full readings and classes on my website. And email me with any questions. Kiss Met Jess, I think that's what that says. Is it possible to deal with anxiety in this life from past lives when you reach those ages? So I don't have experience with knowing about that. I do know another invite to go live. I do know that many people report having effects in this life from past lives. And that may very well be why I had such a severe fear of death, even as a young child, even though I never lost anybody close to me when I was that little in any tragic way. Some people claim getting a past life regression helps with that. So Andrea Healing Medium on here, she's really good. Andrea Healing Medium, she does past life regressions and she has a website. So try that. Okay. So I am worn out. I am losing my ability to make a connection for now. I am 99% for sure going to go live on Friday evening, probably a little later than this, probably around 6 Pacific time. And my voice is getting scratchy. So join me then. Thank you to everyone for all the follows. Thank you for all the comments. And thank you for those of you who were helping answer questions in the chat. And I really appreciate all of you being here. Email me if you have any questions. And I will see you guys on Friday. Thank you. Oh, I have a YouTube channel too. Same name. I've got a bunch of videos. I usually post my lives on there. So if you want to see these lives, they're on there. I have other educational videos on there about mediumship too, and shorts and stuff. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining. Love you guys. Bye.